Valorant patch 6.11, the public beta has finally been released, and we know all of the crazy changes, including buffs to Chamber, nerfs to Viper, different weapon changes, including Shorty and Frenzy, and so much more. There's a lot we gotta talk about this really influential patch, so let's jump right in. Now, first off, we do gotta talk about the elephant in the room, and that's Chamber. And Chamber's buffs are a bit crazy. Trademark disabled range increased from 4,000 to 5,000. Arm speed reduced from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. Rendezvous, his E, is now going to be able to be instantly equipped out of teleport, and his ultimate, Tour de Force, fire rate has been increased by 15%. Now, Chamber went from the most powerful agent in the game to barely playable at all, but these buffs are pretty substantial. Let us know in the comments down below if you think this will make Chamber good enough to see consistent play again. Now, next up, we do got to talk about Viper changes, which is actually a huge nerf to the character. Fuel regeneration, reduced generation per second, is now from 5% to 3.3%, and the increased time to regenerate to max fuel once empty is now 30 seconds instead of 20 seconds. Now, this is an incredibly big deal on Viper. Not having that much uptime with your fuel is really a detriment to the character, and I do imagine that this will impact her quite a bit in the current meta. Now, on top of that, we do have Frenzy changes. Minimum spread increased from 0.45 to 0.65. Spread curve has been adjusted for the maximum spread to reach 5 bullets instead of 6. Recoil pitch has been adjusted for the max recoil of the Frenzy to be reached with 5 bullets instead of 6. Recoil is lowered. Now, the most important change here is the minimum spread increase. That is actually rather big, and honestly, this is a pretty sizable nerf to the Frenzy, and I would imagine that this is going to be less appealing to buy when compared directly with something like a classic with light armor or even a ghost. Now, next up, we do got to talk about the Shorty. This has been a change that people have been asking for consistently, and they increased the price from $150 to $300 on the Shorty. Reserve ammo reduced from 10 to 6, and the damage at no fall off adjusted from 12 to 11. First step fall off damage decreased from 8 to 6. Now, honestly, the Frenzy was seeing a lot of play in pro matches and in high elo, but the fact is, this is a really huge nerf to the gun. I can't imagine this is going to be more appealing than a lot of other options, including that free classic pistol like we talked about. And really, unless you have money to burn, I don't imagine people are going to be buying this nearly as much, maybe even less than half what they used to buy it. This is that big of a deal. The fact that this was more powerful before and 150 credits was just much more appealing. So yeah, rest in peace, you Shorty users. Now, for some reason, it also looks like Pearl is temporarily disabled. Don't know if this is going to be in live or if this is going to be something due to a bug on the map or something like that, but that's what it says. Perhaps Pearl is just getting removed. I'm not entirely sure. And there are huge changes to weapon accuracy on ascenders and zip lines. The min spread on ropes increased to 65% of walking speed, so rifles from 0.8 to 1.3, classics from 0.35 to 0.55, and the rest of the weapons you can see here. And this is just making these weapons a lot less consistent on these ropes. In fact, in some cases, these weapons are literally going to be half as accurate as they were before, or near that in the case of SMGs and the Sheriff. Now, all of these changes are crazy, but let me know which one you think is the most insane in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time.